Headlining Coachella is the apex of the modern music industry. It's a stage that demands scale, where a single set can define a pop star's legacy for an entire decade. Take Sabrina Carpenter's Friday night headlining set. It was exactly what festival crowds have come to expect from a modern pop powerhouse. The production included over-the-top set designs, rapid outfit changes, a water fountain from a car, and pre-recorded acting cameos from Hollywood heavyweights like Will Ferrell and Susan Sarandon. Then came Saturday night. Justin Bieber approached the exact same stage, wearing a plain t-shirt, zero makeup, and sat down for 30 minutes to play old music videos of himself straight off a laptop. There were no backup dancers and minimal stage design, despite him pulling a top-tier headlining paycheck. The internet instantly fractured into two camps. And the backlash to these two consecutive nights forces a question. Does this double standard reveal an aggressive bias in how we evaluate pop stars? This chart illustrates the spectacle tax. It shows an escalating curve of production complexity female artists are expected to meet to maintain relevance. To climb it, a female headliner must deliver a punishing combination of complex choreography, live high notes, flying rigs, and pyrotechnics. Fans immediately pointed to peers like Lady Gaga, whose electric 2025 Coachella set was packed with high-voltage, non-stop theatricality. Defenders of Bieber's minimalist approach argued that at 32 years old, it's entirely normal for a performer to dial back their energy. Yet critics quickly noted that Gaga delivered her blistering set at 36 without receiving that kind of grace from the public. The consensus from the prosecution is straightforward. If a woman took the stage in her street clothes, sat down, and scrolled YouTube, she would face immediate, devastating career consequences. But a massive segment of longtime fans experienced that exact same 30 minutes completely differently. They didn't see it as lazy. They saw it as highly intimate. Bieber's early career was defined by extreme burnout. He was processed through an intense fame machine that demanded total access to his childhood. When he pulled out that laptop to play snippets of hits like Baby, he was effectively duetting with his younger self. It was a moment of vulnerability, sitting quietly with his past rather than trying to outdance it. It was a conscious choice to opt out of the high-production hamster wheel. He chose peace, family, and honest storytelling over feeding the expectations of a massive crowd. For an artist whose sense of self was nearly broken by international fame, an unforced, quiet return requires actual courage. It's a type of healing that isn't loud or flashy, which is exactly why general festival audiences might misinterpret it. So, do male pop stars actually operate completely free of audience expectations? To test that, we have to look back at Frank Ocean's highly anticipated performance during the first weekend of Coachella in 2023. Ocean delivered a set that left the crowd stunned for the wrong reasons. The production was confusing, he performed largely out of view, and audiences broadly condemned the entire show as low effort and disrespectful to ticket buyers. The ensuing outrage proved that festival crowds possess a definitive breaking point. Even male headliners with devout followings face severe consequences if they fail to meet the basic, unspoken contract of a headlining slot. This specific debate has consumed social media because the arguments aren't mutually exclusive. Both camps are holding on to a distinct truth. The music industry undoubtedly extracts a heavier toll from female pop stars. They are required to execute flawless, physically demanding spectacles to maintain their spot at the top of the poster. At the same time, we have spent the last decade learning how the industry destroys its young talent. Stripping back the production to protect an artist's mental well-being is a necessary, healthy evolution for live music. But we don't actually know how those two truths interact, because the ultimate test case simply hasn't occurred. We won't know the exact extent of this double standard until a top-charting female pop star walks onto the main stage at Coachella in her street clothes, sits down at a laptop, and hits play on a YouTube video. Until that happens, we're left to question our own demands. Do we actually want our biggest stars to show us authentic, vulnerable art, or do we just want them to keep dancing in the darkness?